Yes! The Olympics! The Olympics are coming to Brisbane in 2032. This is so exciting. Well, to be honest, it doesn't really faze me that much. I really don't care. But it seems to make the hosting cities, when they do get the Olympics, it seems to make the hosting cities really, really happy, right? And probably potentially broke, really, really broke at some point in time as well. You know, to get the Olympics, you need to be a country who has a good financial backing, right? I'm going to tell you in a second how much this new Olympics in Brisbane will actually cost, potentially, roughly. Okay, no one really knows for sure until the actual price tag comes and goes, kind of thing. But I want to also show you a bigger issue here. The bigger issue is not can the hosting country, get all these venues built in time. Like, that is a big issue. But when these countries are finished with the Olympics, 2 weeks have come and gone, 3 weeks, whatever, however long the Olympics go for, I don't know. After the Olympics have come and gone, what do these hosting countries do with the land? The land that was once a beautiful venue with millions of people coming to see and billions on TV watching. What do they do with this land? Well, unfortunately, a lot of these hosting countries don't have a fucking clue what to do. And therefore, a lot of these venues, billion-dollar venues, go to waste. Dead animals scattered all over the place, dust and tumbleweeds everywhere, rusted metal. I'm going to show you some amazing photos, probably 50 to 100 different photos of venues around the world, Olympic venues around the world that have gone to shit because the countries didn't know what to do with it after it was finished. I'm from Sydney, Australia, so we had the Sydney 2000 Olympics. I was a kid. I was there a couple of times. I went to the opening and closing ceremony, I'm pretty sure I did. I remember a lot of people, and I remember Nikki Webster singing songs, right? Hey, Nikki, I think we're friends on Instagram or something. But anyway, I want to show you the Olympics right now. This is an artist rendition of what the Olympics will look like. I'll move my head for a second. And, that's Brisbane, right? 2032, supposed to be. I've always thought Brisbane looks like the River Thames in England, London. Do you guys think so too? Just an observation of mine. But anyway, going back to what we're talking about with the Olympics. So yeah, Brisbane's 2032 Olympic Games venue will be a mix of new and old. Here's how it will look. All right. The 2032 Olympics will catapult, not dogapult, but catapult, pussyapult. It will, southeast Queensland into the world stage. But there's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. AC/DC, there's a long way to go before the region will be ready to meet the demands of the hosting of the games, right? It's a big, big, big thing for a country and for a city to do. It's huge, right? Organisers have pitched the sporting spectacle as a more sustainable and cost-efficient, effective event that will leave a meaningful legacy for the growing region. You literally couldn't buy the type of name recognition that the Olympics would bring to a city. Brisbane Lord Mayor has basically said. So look, over the next 11 years, authorities will pour major resources and money into transforming Brisbane into a whole new world. Da, 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 da. Anyway, so yes, that's just another artist rendition of what it will look like and stuff like that. There's going to be some serious money that's going to have to be poured into these venues, right? But apparently according to this website, if I can find it, that looks nice. Apparently 84% of the venues for the 2032 games would be existing, refurbished, or temporary. Wow, that's kind of good. It's like, going to a yellow bin and putting the recycling out, right? Recycle the Olympics. Apparently China's birdcage, because Beijing did the, 2008 Olympics, I think it was? I can't quite remember now, but they have a stadium called the Birdcage. Apparently, the Birdcage will be the first stadium in history to host the normal Olympics and the Winter Olympics. The Winter Olympics are going to be going back there at some point. So hooray for China, good for you. Ha ha ha, stop eating dogs. Anyway, so look, these are some of the things that, some of the photos of what the Olympics could potentially look like. And good on you, Brisbane, you've got it, all right? You're going to have the name recognition. But these beautiful places, right? These beautiful places, I don't know if she's a beautiful place, but she's a beautiful human being nonetheless. The Olympics, right? $5 billion, that's a lot of money. for a hosting country to do a thing like that, right? $5 billion price tag. Wow. You've got to have some serious buck in your country to do the things that you need to be doing for the Olympics, right? So going to, abandoned Olympic sites, right? What abandoned Olympic venues from around the world look like today? It's pretty terrible. Like I said, a lot of these countries, like, they make great venues, but years later they just don't know how to repurpose these places, right? Yeah, we're gonna make it a little smaller so when we go up and down, it doesn't make it blurry. But look at this. As of 2017, debris from the demolished media center hadn't been cleaned up. I'm not too sure where that was. Possibly Brazil, was it? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, look at this. Just trashed. That doesn't look too bad, that one. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Looters have ransacked the stadium back in January. Look at this. Just going to keep scrolling down for you, or up, depending how you look at it. Yeah, we'll find some good images in a second. But you have to have sustainability in mind when you make these venues. Like, what can this be transformed into at the end of the Olympics? Because the Olympics are an amazing event for the hosting city, right? Look at this terrible trash, right? Rio, all right. Look, Brazil. There we go. Look at all the pamphlets still sitting there. It's an amazing event for the hosting city, right? The name recognition. People want to come there even after the Olympics are finished. Maybe a lot of people didn't know much about Brazil, or many people didn't know much about Brisbane, or Sydney. But when the Olympics come, it's a time for them to get their name out. Like, this is what we're about. This is who we are. I mean, look at this track right here. This, what would you call it, bobsled thing? And yeah, it's just been left to rot. A lot of these cities were kind of not known to people around the world before the Olympics. So in a way, it gets their name out. And a dog walks past this stadium, right, where the opening ceremonies were held. What else can we find? Look at this, the abandoned ski jump at Mount Ingham. There's Ingham's Chicken in Australia. But yeah, I mean, you've got to find the right value for money, and the repurpose value for money. You've got to utilize it in some way. Maybe it can be turned into housing for people. Maybe it can be turned into permanent sports grounds, permanent swimming areas for potential athletes in their country. But for whatever reason, a lot of these countries just don't. Security guard with a flat tire from his bicycle at the at some venue. How do we pronounce this one? I don't even care anymore. Moving on. Geez, we spent too much time on that one. Take care. No climbing. Okay then. Okay. But yeah, I mean, look at that. Just rotting, decaying stuff. What is this from? I don't even know. 2 mascots of the games now live in the woods. If you go to the woods, everybody, go to the woods, you're going to be frightened and terrified, because those mascots, oh man, they're out for revenge. They're coming for some blood now. They fucking want you. Look at the dead bird sitting there. So what's the answer? I don't know. Thousands of families applied to live there, but the whole project fell through. What is the answer? Obviously the Olympics are every 4 years, and the Winter Olympics are every 4 years. So basically, there's Olympics every 2 years, kind of thing. But one's winter and one's normal. Am I saying that right? I think I am. But I'm guessing hosting countries can learn from things like this in the past and hopefully better their situation. Otherwise, if they don't look to the future, they're gonna make history's mistakes again and again, right? Pretty terrible. What do you think about this? Look at that swimming pool. Terrible. Wow, filthy, right? Look at that. There's a frog. There's 3 frogs. 3 frogs in the Olympic swimming pool. Will they get gold? That's another question, right? What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments below. But anyway, congratulations to Brisbane. Good on you. All right, you might need to fix your public transport system up a little bit more, but you'll get there, right? We are on 2 different social medias, number 2 and number 1. Go check us out. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. My doggies are sitting there asleep. At Tallboy Gareth. My name's Gareth. I've been tall. I love you all. See you tomorrow. Bye.